Hello. Welcome back to our channel. I'm Kelly Lynn Colby, editorial director at Curse Dragon Ship Publishing. I'm also a freelance editor, a writer, and most importantly for this video, a reader. This is our final catch-up book haul. This one's not too bad either. I think by the time December came around, we were doing other stuff for Christmas and we were busy, and I'd already bought all the books I was going to for Christmas, so I didn't have that excuse to go. Not that I need too many. I could just be driving by a bookstore, and that now is the excuse. Anyway, the point is I'm on a book buying ban for a reason. This is the last one for the catch-up so that I have all of these videos to go back to and see how many of these books I've actually read. I mean, it's some. We'll see. That's what this is for. Accountability. I don't care if I'm buying all these books if I'm actually reading them, right? That's kind of the point. All right, so let's start. First one was a Friends of the Library trip, and I got The House of the Spirits by Isabel Allende. This one, I don't remember what this is about. It looks like it is Latin America and story of multi-generations of family. So maybe a little historical fiction, little contemporary, all thrown in here. Yeah, it's one of those family saga kind of things. So that'll be cool. I like exploring these when they are from different histories than mine, right? Than, like middle-class white America. And this, I believe, is a translation. Woo! Okay, those words are tiny in there. Yep, it's a translation from Spanish. Originally published in Spain as La Casa de los Espíritus. Espíritus. Yeah, I don't speak Spanish, obviously. All right, cool. All right, so I love it translated. Let's get some education on too. I've seen this book a few times. I went ahead and said, you know what? I've not seen the movie. I should just go ahead and grab the book, see what all the fuss is about. So I went ahead and bought Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. Do I have to tell you what this is about? Like everyone knows, right? Again, I have not seen the movie, have not read the book, and I still know what it's about. But so I will be able to dive in and see how I feel about this. Thrillers don't always work for me because I need more. I always figure out the mystery, so I need more. We'll see what this one has. Look, when the books are buy one, get one free, it's kind of hard to turn it down. It really is, especially when the buy one part is like $1. So 50 cents a book, I can give it a try. If not, what's going to happen? I DNF it and it goes to a little free library and someone else might love it. Nothing to lose. Let's see. Also found Jacqueline Woodson, Red at the Bone. Quite frankly, this was a cover buy. I was like, yes. I'm going to guess, based on the cover, it's lit fic. So let's see. It's another multi-generational story where we jump around in time and see different experiences from different people of the same family. I'm in. Sign me up. Then I found The Black Count, Glory, Revolution, Betrayal, and the Real Count of Monte Cristo by Tom Rice. I don't know if y'all know, but a few years ago I found out that Alexander Dumas was black. And I was like, what? That's so fascinating. So this is actually a history of this is a story of his his father. So this is a story about his father. And his father was like a true adventurer, like raised way above his class, made so much money his son could, be a writer. Even back then, that was a luxury thing. It was mostly rich people writing. So it's phenomenal. And I'm very excited about that. And pretty sure this is nonfiction. I'm pretty sure it's nonfiction. But it just fascinating to me. History of writers and how they become, who inspires them. What this amazing general, who also happens to be Alex Dumas, weren't very creative with the names. The things that he had to go to get where he was, to give his son those privileges he had. And now we have this literature we still love and they still make movies of and there's still retellings. It's impressive. So I look forward to reading this one. And again, just like Gone Girl, I was like, well, I haven't read it. This one I did see the movie, though, and that's Me Before You by Jojo Moyes. Quite frankly, this I was inspired to buy because there are so many Jojo Moyes books in these little free libraries that I go to, but I've not read anything by them. So I'm like, I need to read something to see if I ever want to pick up one of those books from one of those libraries. So might as well start with this one. I just know the movie broke my heart. Not sure I'm ready for that. Also got Lincoln in the Bardo by George Saunders. This one is on that New York Times 100 Best Books, which is the only reason I bought it. So we'll see. I will say, though, so far, oh, look, there's even a sticker, 100 Notable Books, New York Times Book Review. Oh, that's in 2017, so that's even before this big list came out. Excuse me. But I've never read anything by this author, and I have no idea what this is about. It's the only reason I bought it. So we'll see. The Art Thief got another nonfiction. This is a true story of love, crime, and a dangerous obsession by Michael Finkel. And I think this one is a true story about an art thief. And that's about all I know, too. But it's something like he stole all these arts and just hung them in his house. Like all these famous pieces. They were just hanging in his house. Yeah, and I don't think he was ever caught either. I think he turned himself in kind of thing. Which is so fascinating. Talk about character research. Part of being a writer and a creator is researching real life things, and then you could bring them into your stories in incredible creative ways. And if you don't live enough experiences, if you don't read about enough people, if you don't meet enough people, it's really hard to make your books stand out. So here's another one. If you see a thief in one of my stories soon to come, you'll know why. They have, every now and again, they have new books, and they just have them for like $6, which again, for a hardback. And I got Listen for the Lie by Amy Tintera. This one's just hype. I bought it because of hype. It was really, really hype for a long time, and I wanna see if I like it. I was having fun at this sale, obviously. It was buy one, get one, and it was really hard to say no. I got 20 Chickens for a Saddle by Robin Scott. This is, I think this takes place in Africa. Yep, Botswana. So this is in Botswana, and that's all I know. So it's a lit fit kind of exploration again. I don't know if it's multi-generational, but that seems to be the thing. Apparently, whoever donates to the library really likes these lit fit multi-generational books. And I keep buying them, so I guess I like them too. And finally, this book. How kooky is that? What is that? That's why I picked it up. Again, cover by. I was like, what is that? It's The Notorious Dr. August, His Real Life and Crimes. This is not nonfiction, though. This is fiction by Christopher Braun. It is a story, takes place in the early 1900s in America. Oh, it's from the Civil War to the 1920s. Sorry, that's why I have early 1900s in my head. And then all over the place. But it is a Augustus Fitzwilliam Boyd, alias Dr. August. He's an improvisational pianist who believes his music is sometimes inspired by the spirit world. And he's in love with Isaac Kemp, an ex-slave who only sporadically returns his affections and who himself successfully woos Alice Pangborn, these names, a rather prim white governess. The three, locked in a strange and often painful love triangle, travel the world until a horrible tragedy forces them all to examine the choices they have made and shakes up their relationships in ways none of them could have predicted. That looks awesome. I now remembering also why it really caught my eye, because it was in the fantasy sci-fi section. And I was like, what is that? I'm usually pretty familiar with what's in the fantasy sci-fi section. That's my realm, right? And I was like, I have no idea what that is. And I picked up like, this isn't fantasy sci-fi, but I must have it now, so it's mine. You know, filming these things makes me just want to sit down and read each one of them and like abandon all the other plans I have. I mean, I'm not a mood reader by heart, but sometimes. All right, where was my next stop? The Woodlands Library, yes. I went to the Woodlands Library probably because I was going to the mall. And when you go to the mall, you pass the library. And I was like, well, I'm here. Might as well support the library. It has nothing to do with my addiction. And I bought Born a Crime, Trevor Noah. I adore Trevor Noah. I adore him. He he tells truths in a way that makes you laugh. And then you're like, why am I laughing? This is horrible. And I love that. Also, he does accents better than anyone I have ever seen. I look forward to seeing this one. I don't know much about his life except that he's from South Africa. And I know so little about South Africa, it's sad. So if I can learn a little bit more, I'm into it. It's Friedrich Bachmann, right? But it's not, look, I don't speak Swiss, so I can't say his name right. But Friedrich Bachmann, I'll Americanize it, so sorry, sir. Britt Marie was here. I have so many of his books and I've only read one, and that was Beartown. But again, though, when they're $1, it's so hard to say no. I'm like, it's $1, I'll take it. Plus, having all these books, it's really nice when I go to like make my TBRs. I have a lot of choices. And bought another one. This one I hadn't heard of. My grandmother asked me to tell you she's sorry. So these are all lit fic. And another, see, I really want to love thrillers. This is what it's, I mean, I grew up on Clive Cussler, loving Clive Cussler. So I want to love thrillers. So I bought None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. So I actually think this one was, this one was $4. Ooh, because it's new. I'm going to like them eventually. Where'd You Go, Bernadette? This one was a cover by. It's a really cool cover. I was like, sign me up. We'll see. I have no idea what it's about. And then this one, Jennifer Weiner, That Summer. I have not read anything by her, and she's extremely popular. And I was like, you know what? Sign me up. Let me see if I like her writing or not. I like those drawn covers too. And finally, stopped by my favorite Goodwill, and I picked up Paul Tremblay, The Cabin at the End of the World. There's a very important reason why I had to get a Paul Tremblay. I'll probably read a few more. I don't know if I could tell you yet, but you'll hear soon enough. Stay tuned. And Tiffany Haddish, The Last Black Unicorn. I love Tiffany Haddish. Memoirs are not my favorite. But when they're $1. My only thing is I am going to say that memoirs should be fiction. I'm sorry. When you're telling your own story, it's really biased and not well researched. It should be fiction. But it's really entertaining fiction. And I could not believe it. Could not believe it. You know what I found? Beach Read by Emily Henry. I'm like, how did this end up at Goodwill? I don't know how that happened. So I wasn't complaining. I was happy. It's part of the reason why you do this thrifting thing, right? You never know when you're going to find one. Beach Read made me really happy. And then, because I have not read it, which makes me feel like not a real sci-fi fan, bad me, is Carl Sagan, Contact. So one of the quintessential sci-fi novels of last century. And I have not read it. I'm ashamed, but now I own it, so I can make it happen. So that one was not too bad. That was all of December. As you can see, I slowed down a little. I knew I was hitting towards my book buying ban in January. I'd already decided to do it. And so I was trying to be more conservative of what I was looking at in preparation. And so I only ended up with how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 20. So 20 books. Yeah, it's not end of the world. I could take 20 books. Yeah, I'm really excited. None of these right now do I have reading plans for. So we shall see. They are all in my random cup though. So there is a chance. There's always a chance that I could pick anything off of these shelves, which is why I have the random one, because that's even more fun. It's almost like shopping again. But it's also why I'm on a book buying ban, which there's the confession. We will get to it next time. Thank you for joining me on this last catch-up book haul. And I'll see you around the bend.